And let me show you one of the instruments that I've made that you could use for your project. Now remember, for the project, you can do any instrument you want. I think some of the simplest ones are the pop bottles. Okay, PVC pipe, the pan flute, a lot of different ones. Okay, but this is certainly one of the easiest ones because many of you are used to doing that. And you just put a different amount of water in it and the pitch changes. Okay, now a couple different ways you can actually play these. You can tap them, and in that situation, you're actually listening to the vibrations of the glass. Um, these, however, are not tuned for that. These are tuned for playing the column of air that's inside. So when you deal with that column of air vibrating, there's actually some things I think you find helpful. I find the glass bottles better than the plastic. So you can do plastic. I think you get a better sound on the glass than you do the plastic. I think a couple of reasons are that the glass is more rigid, and you're getting less contribution of the plastic. And this neck widens out more quickly than the narrow glass. So if you have the opportunity, I would use the glass. The plastic will work, but I don't think it sounds quite as good. Okay. Now, when you get these tuned, the way you'll do them is you'll start with your empty bottle, go to a tuner, find out what that frequency is. And then what you'll do is you'll multiply that by the 12th root of 2, 1.059, and then that will give you a half step up. Now I don't have the half step up, I have a major scale. So then you multiply that one by the 12th root of 2, and that will give you the next note. Okay? So remember, this step is a whole step. So but your 1.059 is the increment of a half step. So you have to do 2 of those to get this, and 2 of those for that one. This gap is a half step, and a whole step, a whole step, a whole step, and this one is a half step. So just remember what you have for the major scale. Then you'll just add trial and error. Just add some water, and you've done your once you've done your calculations based on your root, then what you'll simply do is add water, test it with the tuner. Does it sound good? Does it match up? You probably won't get it perfect, but try to get as close as you can, and then go through and you'll get them all. You might find it handy, especially if you want to keep your bottles tuned for a long period of time. Cap them, because as the water evaporates, the column of air will get longer and the instrument will go flat. Except for the root, if you use that as an empty bottle, that one will stay the same. Okay, so that's how you would tune it. Let's see how this one sounds. So I have a major scale. That's all you got to do for the project, is show me that you can make a major scale. Now, if you want some extra credit, you're going to have to work a little bit harder. So what you could do is, if you could play any sort of common, well-known song, so I can see if it sounds good, you can do that. I'll play a little song here. You also could do a chromatic scale, which would be all of the notes, not just the whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, but actually all the notes, and you'd have 12 or 13 bottles to do that, or whatever instrument you choose to use. You could also do a minor scale instead of the major scale. So, but if you can play a song, I think that'd be the most fun. So we'll play Name That Tune. Hope that helps, and hope you have some fun making some instruments and playing some songs.